You're watching Reality Check. The war in Ukraine seems to have entered a new dangerous phase, with Russia switching tactics from attacking only military targets to targeting civilian areas and cities. A deadly escalation which has left one Indian student dead today. One Indian student, Naveen, killed today. Now, in its latest update, the Ukrainian government says over 360 civilians have been killed so far, including 14 children. This escalation comes at a time when questions were being raised over whether Russia overestimated the effectiveness of their own vastly superior war machine and underestimated the Ukrainian response. On paper, the Russian army is much bigger than the Ukraine army. This chart, sourced from a widely quoted database, has the matchup, and we'll go full frame on this. Active personnel, Ukraine only 200,000, Russia almost 4 times as much. Fighter aircraft, again, 10 times as much. 69 Ukraine, almost 700 plus Russia. Helicopters, again 10 times as much. 112 helicopters Ukraine, almost 1,500 Russia. Tanks, almost 6 times as much. 2,500 tanks Ukraine, over 12,000 tanks Russia. Armored vehicles, almost double, 12,000 plus Ukraine, 30,000 plus Russia. Now, despite this asymmetry, Ukraine has managed to stall a complete regime collapse of the kind Russia may have anticipated, leading perhaps to Russia's worrying new change of strategy. These tweets by the Ukraine Defense Ministry reportedly show Ukraine military success, like a Russian aircraft being shot down. Or this one, showing what appears to be drone video of a Ukrainian drone taking out Russian surface-to-air missile systems mounted on armored vehicles in the Kyiv region. In fact, the Ukraine government puts out regular updates of Russian casualties. Let's go full frame on this slide. This is the most recent one, which shows close to 4,500 Russian soldiers killed, including all the other damage that Ukraine claims to have inflicted on the Russian military. Now, one of the strategies adopted by Ukraine to reduce its military disadvantage appears to be by recruiting citizens to take on the Russians in any way possible, promising to arm anyone who wants to fight. This image has gone viral. Social media is full of images like this one, where volunteers have signed up to be issued arms, like this former Ukrainian beauty queen who's posing with a military-grade weapon. In this tweet, the Ukraine Defense Ministry has even put out what appears to be instructions to citizens on how to make Molotov cocktails to take on Russian tanks. And these are other images of civilians who are taking on the Russian military, even pushing back against Russian vehicles and so on. There's also a video which shows civilians tearing cloth into strips to make camouflage nets in the town of Lviv. Listen to what this student had to say.
Today I'm just volunteer, and I take these things like everyone here. But in the future I want to take a weapon and go to protect the city.
In response, Russia, as we've said, seems to have escalated its aggression, directly targeting civilian areas. The hardest hit seems to be the major city of Kharkiv, due east of Kyiv. The scale of the attack seen in multiple videos from Kharkiv.
Бегом, бегом.
And there are fears that now the capital city of Kyiv could also see the same escalation, with this satellite image coming of a massive Russian convoy seen advancing towards the city.